What up, everyone? It's Ryan Wilson. You Gonna Eat That Crust podcast. Are you a fan of spine-chilling tales, creepy creatures, and all things horror? Listen to LK the Horror Nerd. He offers in-depth reviews of movies, books, and games, exclusive interviews, and chilling discussions. That's right, folks. Check out LK the Horror Nerd, another podcast on the You Run Podcast Network. Check it out, y'all.
Welcome to the podcast.
What's the worst I could have? An instant death?
Finish him.
MMM Money. There's MMM Money. I mean, check out those podcasts. What up, everybody? Welcome to the You Gonna Eat That Crust podcast. I'm your host with the most on the ones and twos, cold as shit in this shed, ripping them rhymes. You know it's me, Fatback Supreme, a.k.a. Ryan Wilson. And with me tonight, the mustard smuggler himself, motherfucking Swagger Vance. It's your boy, Seamus. Seamus, what's good?
Hey. What up, nipple, razor nipple? Damn it! What up? How's it going?
Also with me tonight, follically challenged himself, the sweatpants overlord, big leg, Greg in the house. Greg Hoey, what's going on?
Oh, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there?
And when I say big leg, I mean like muscly, very muscly legs.
Absolutely. Like, run you over like the bust would have back in the day.
Like semi-pro football legs, essentially.
Exactly.
One leg is bigger than the other.
Like, I feel like you could totally chase someone down still.
Anytime my mom sees my varicose veins, she's like, Greg, I'm really concerned. You should get those checked out.
What's the worst I could have? An instant death?
What does happen? I thought that they just stayed like that. I don't know.
They just make you look gross.
I'm pretty sure they can lead to a blood clot and you could die instantly.
Hopefully.
I mean, you could always choose to wear pants. It's like you wear a hat every day.
I do. I wear pants, and anytime it's short weather, I wear the copper socks.
I shouldn't say that because that's not right. I mean,
I pull
everybody.
my socks up really high.
Everybody deserves to wear shorts. Who wears short shorts?
Greg wears short shorts.
Ooh la la. What about people that are in the big calves and varicose veins? You got to be in a certain niche. I bet you do well on
OnlyFans.
Hams.
OnlyVeins. I'm big on OnlyVeins.
All right, but we're not here to talk about Greg's beautiful legs. Seamus, what are we here to talk about?
This episode is about something very passionate to the three of us. We started as three young crusty boys fighting with friends and siblings over time with this pursuit. This recreation, this hobby of ours, takes the blood, sweat, and tears of hundreds to thousands of people to get together and work for years on a single form of art or masterpiece that they can admire but never really enjoy it as we do in the privacy of our homes. I'm not talking about porn. Many entertaining hours spent with amusement and awe for the evolution of this pastime, the scope of detail and what's possible now in 2024 and beyond, expanding upon our senses and imaginations, making us better problem solvers, developing our minds and hand-eye coordination, an outlet to tell stories and make your own, to speak on it with friends and family as if it were your favorite show and you just watched a cliffhanging finale. We're going to get a little nerdy here, for on this episode, we're debating some of the biggest franchises of video game history, and together, we're going to put our opinions and passions together and rank our top 25 game franchises.
You know, I love sitting down and talking with you guys every so often, but nothing I enjoy more than Seamus's intros.
Yeah, they just made me cry a little bit out of my varicose veins.
Thank you. Well, I was talking to me, man. I wasn't bluffing. This is passionate to us. I mean, we've been gamers for life.
That's right.
Cliven!
I mean, we we started with the Atari. How many kids know about Atari? The same amount of how many kids done a rotary phone?
What do you
Kids
know
don't
about Space Invaders? You don't know
right?
shit.
We know about Pitfall and ET.
Bro.
Ooh, E.T., yeah.
They look at it and be like, we know those are terrible games.
Well, the game cartridges looked way cooler than the games actually were. You're like, whoa! Back when you like chose games on the box alone, you're like,
What
it
was
looks
there, like-
nothing like this.
3 buttons on the damn thing, and only one of them really actually did anything.
I had an Intellivision, guys. Nobody I know has an Intellivision.
I don't even know what
I
that
don't
is.
know what that is.
Bro. It had the dopest game called Burger Time.
Oh,
where you
Burger
walked
Time's the
it-
shit.
Yeah, dude, you walk back and forth across the hamburger sandwich and you jump over pickles and angry ketchups and shit.
Who would have known you've been pounding beef in the back of a kitchen to this day?
Absolutely.
Triangle pizzas.
They are perfectly 4-bit symmetrical pizzas.
Well, we shamelessly stole this tier list from Justin at Pop Culture Reflections. So thank you for that, Justin.
Yeah, big
So-
ups, Justin.
Well, not our list. His tier.
His tier system.
System, yes.
So that we're gonna break down our top 25 games in 3 tiers of 5. Okay,
And 5
top
tiers of
tier.
5.
that's what I said. Top tier, middle tier, middler tier, bottom middle tier, and bottom tier.
And there's a twist. We brought 30 franchises to the table, so 5 franchises are getting cut.
Dun dun dun.
Did I mention my bedtime's in an hour?
We got this.
Crusty's never say die.
True story.
Well, let's get that list rolling.
All right, let's start right at the top then, baby. First game, Dragon Age. What do we think, boys?
I loved them all until the recent one. I enjoyed it. I thought it had the best. It was the most fluid combat. The mantling was amazing. You could just run around and just skip over things. I mean, the action is great. It gets boring. They don't really bring anything new. There's no like God of War was constantly giving you new combos and new skills. And this one, I just used the same combos and skills that I was using 3 hours into the game.
Or maybe you're just bad at it.
No, maybe it's just they went lazy on it. Like
You
They
can
put all this
change
work
up
into
your
it.
skills, though.
yeah, but you have to change up your whole skill tree, and I feel like no matter which way you go, you're still going to be using the same attacks from that part of it. I don't know. I just felt it could have been more fleshed out. I felt like they got lazy with the story. The NPCs were boring as shit. But that being said, it's still worth it to try. It's a good game, and it just didn't have the depth that the other ones had. The investment, like I just feel like I just want to finish it, and I don't like the other ones. I enjoyed playing, like especially the last one. What was it, Inquisitor?
Yep.
Yeah.
That one was like completely open world, and there was so much to do, and it wasn't boring. And I had a blast. I played it for way more time than I'm playing this one. And this one I might never finish it because I just want it to be over.
I mean, for me, it was a borderline 10. I loved the new one. I loved them all. I mean, I get it, though. Some of the side quests were kind of dull and boring, but different strokes, different folks. Question is, where are you putting Dragon Age for a tier? For me,
No.
I'm thinking like tier 3, maybe.
I'm going bottom tier.
Right?
I mean, maybe I'll go upper bottom tier because of the past iterations.
Tier 4.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
okay
a good
with
start. I think.
I have a lot of love for the franchise. I've played them all except the new one. I played through every character's fucking storyline in the first one. I liked it that much. I loved the story of the first one. Second one, obviously, much smaller setting with Hawk. You had fucking Hawk in that shit.
Hawk was cool.
Yeah, it was intimate. It was more intimate, and like a lot of the backgrounds repeated and shit. But I still had fun with it. And I played Inquisition like a motherfucker. I put hundreds of hours into that
At
game.
least Hawk had a backstory. This one, I felt like they just gave you a paragraph, and he's just so bland and like
Rook? Come
there's
on,
just
man.
No impact on the story. No real inflection. It was dull. I think they got really lazy with this one.
I prefer
Alright, so-
my Dragon Age Intimate.
Which tier did you guys put yours in?
Seamus said 4. And I'm okay with that to start off. These can be moved around too.
Well, you can put yours in 3, right? I mean,
No, yeah, I'll put mine in 3. That's more of a
yeah,
that's
we
more
didn't play
my.
the last one. You didn't get let down.
I wouldn't
So,
have.
So I get that.
I'm not one of those people who nitpicks every little thing in games, and I'm not saying you are, but it is the culture that we're in right now.
We're supposed to collectively agree on what tier it goes to.
All right, then put it in fucking 4. I'm fine
no,
with
I
that.
thought they could move.
They can move, but it's not. We're not each gonna have our own list. They
Okay,
can
whatever.
move.
You guys want 3? The 3's fine with me.
No, I'm fine with 4.
I'm
You
fine
guys
with
both
3,
said
then.
4.
No, you both said 3, so put in 3.
Dragon Age going at 3. It could potentially move. We'll see.
All right. Whew. What a game, folks. What a game. All right. Second game. Released for the motherfucking PlayStation 4 and 5. We're talking about Spider-Man.
Whew.
I had a fucking blast with the Spider-Man games. I love Miles Morales. I love the newest one. I was so close to the platinum trophy in the first one, and we had a fucking lightning storm, and it surged my shit, and I lost all of my progress in the game, but I still went back and beat it. But I mean, I'm more than happy to put that in tier 2 even.
See, Spider-Man for me is one of the best games I've ever played as well. I almost platinumed the first one. I loved Miles Morales, and the second game was up for Game of the Year for me. The story is not exactly like Last of Us, but it's just really good storytelling. I thought the combat was excellent. One could say it was boring and kind of repetitive like Batman, but for me, that's how it is. I loved it. I would be happy with 2 or 3.
See, I'm at a quandary here because I played these games for a total of maybe like 5 or 6 hours. I didn't get into it. I didn't like that I had to fly everywhere. I mean, it was cool at first, and then flying around and fighting, I thought the fighting was annoying and dull. Like the combos are so easy. It was like Batman. I think that combat style is boring. It's like you're unstoppable. You can just block everything, combo everything, parry everything. So it's hard for me to put this anywhere but the bottom tier because all these other games on this list I liked better.
Shit. All right. Well, we're gonna have to compromise somehow then.
Put it at 4. Just
Put wherever you want because
Let's go. We'll have to put it in 4 for now. All right.
Yep. Start it off at 4. It's all about compromise, baby.
That's
I'm
right.
Sorry, I know you guys love this game, but I just didn't get into it.
You know
Well,
what?
if we put it at 2 and you put it at 5, 4 sounds good to me.
I love you more.
I hope so.
That's why I'm willing to compromise.
Like I will. I might try Spider-Man 2 someday when it's like on sale for $20 and I'm bored.
Mary Jane definitely does bring the game down a little bit. The Mary Jane missions.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
I made it to that first one. I hated it. I hate stealth.
At least in the second one, she's got like a gun or like a taser.
Yeah, her combat was even worse than Spider-Man's.
Oh, for sure. It's the worst.
All right. Let's get to the next game then. We're talking about motherfucking Half-Life. All right?
Freeman.
And, I mean, what a franchise. The biggest mystery in gaming, and how the fuck does it end? I mean,
it didn't.
I know, yeah, it's the biggest joke in video games, like new release coming soon, and everyone's like, oh, is it going to be Half-Life? No, it's not going to be, because we're never going to see it.
Yeah, one of the richest tech companies to this day, but yet they don't care about making games. Apparently.
Well, the new one they released was for the VR. Which, hey, let's release it for VR, which nobody really plays. Well, people play it, but just not us. I
heard it was amazing.
I did like it, but it was annoying because I only had the Quest, and I had to like tether it to my computer, and it was kind of a process. So I didn't get to enjoy it as maybe if I could have just thrown my headset on.
I mean, me personally, I would put it tier 3. I know it's a high quality tier game. It just is held back a little bit by the fact that there's only 2 of them.
Yeah,
essentially 3 of them.
But at the time, I mean, this is when I did a lot of PC gaming. This was the shit for me. This was like my favorite thing I'd ever played.
Yeah, you introduced me to it. I remember fucking smashing those crab fucking spiders with my crowbar.
Yeah. I think you introduced it to me as well, and I cracked out on that shit.
Yeah.
This and then came out the Orange Box. Like me as a child when Jurassic Park came out. Like I was in awe of it, and I loved the series.
Yeah, Orange Box was the shit when they released it all on Xbox and, both games and the DLC.
Well, even Counter-Strike was one of the most amazing
Yeah.
team multiplayer games.
Team
made.
Fortress
To this day,
Classic.
people play it. Yeah, Team Fortress Classic was mad fun.
Yeah, that was my jam.
And it was one of the greatest to this day weapons in video games with the motherfucking gravity gun.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
and I
It's
mean,
the shit.
it really disappointed me that they never finished it. They never did Half-Life 3. They left you hanging hardcore. You know, as much as I enjoyed it back then, games have come a long way since then. So, I mean, I start this at a 3 maybe.
Yeah, 3 sounds about right to me too.
I agree. Wow, this is so much easier than I thought. We're so agreeable.
Yeah, well, friends being friends, you know. All right, moving on then, babe. We're gonna go. This is gonna be an interesting one. We're gonna go Batman franchise, the Arkham series.
Hated it. I was just kidding. I actually played these probably a little more than I played Spider-Man, but again, I'm not big on that combat system. If I had played this when it first came out, I probably would have enjoyed it more and gotten into it. But I got into Batman late, so games had already advanced and they were better technology by this point. I didn't get far enough.
Maybe you're not good enough.
Oh, you mean when you take on 20 guys at once and block everything and knock them all out? You just
Sounds like my Friday night.
But you just have to keep button mashing. Yeah, I'm not.
No. I mean, I get where you're coming from with this argument. For me, Batman's always been one of my favorite franchises. So, I mean, the reverence for Batman I already had probably put me way more into this game. Because I was already in the mindset. It's like, dude, this is the Batman game I've been waiting for my whole life. I thought the villains were done so well in it. The story is cool as shit.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I liked them all except really maybe the last one, just because I hated the Batmobile driving shit that you had to do in it. Never good enough to get all the Riddler trophies or even more than a few of them, but
the Riddler trophies are hard.
Still love the franchise.
The detective work was awesome as well, too. It was a very cool game.
That is cool. They incorporated that into it.
Yeah.
And
all right, but
a new one coming out, don't they?
They do. Yep.
So I'm looking forward to that, and I will definitely want to give that a chance.
I'm looking forward to that, man.
But I don't know. Wherever you guys want to put this, I'll put it.
I mean, I can't go lower than 3.
That works for me.
Sure.
Compromise. We're doing it, guys. This is happening.
I like how the first 4, 3 of them would be in my bottom tier.
All right, moving on. I don't know how you feel about this game, Seamus. We're talking about Uncharted. Nathan Drake up in this shit. All right. How do you feel about it?
I love the Uncharted games. I mean, I love to sit there and kill 200 guys in one scene. You just keep coming and coming and coming.
Whoa.
No, that got a little annoying, to be honest. I mean, I liked the story. The stories were great in all these, and the exploration. It was kind of like an advanced Tomb Raider series. Better gunplay and better exploration, better story, in my opinion.
Yeah.
After The Last of Us, this wouldn't even be on my list, to be fair.
Well, this was before Last of Us, obviously. Same people. And for me, it was the first movie video game where it just seamlessly went from like game to movie and action scene to like you playing the action scene. I definitely get what you're saying. And like the first one was it was good, but it was kind of weakish. The second one and the third one really good, and the fourth one was okay. I thought, they were all really good.
I don't think I finished the fourth one because I just got bored with it.
Yeah, I did not finish.
2 and 3 were amazing.
2 and 3 were amazing.
But again, I mean, Naughty Dog's one of the top developers, around now. How many great franchises are out there, and how limited this list is? To me, this is at the bottom.
Shit. All right. Well, I mean, I love fucking Uncharted. I hated the first one. That game was a slog to get through. The opening cinematic and the level of 2 when you're on the train, hanging upside down, dude. I mean, that shit was bananas.
Yeah, it was.
And
the story was great.
Yeah, I love the shit out of that game. I like the whole franchise. I love the cinematic story. I love the voice acting. From a gameplay stance, yeah, it definitely gets repetitive. So I'm comfortable putting it at the bottom tier.
Same. I mean, you got to keep in mind all these franchises are solid franchises, or they wouldn't be on the list. Some franchises are getting cut. I don't think it deserves to be cut. I think 5 is a good.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why this is tough, because this list has amazing games on it.
Mm-hmm.
We just started with some of the worst.
Yeah. These are some of the last ones we picked.
All right, so moving on then, baby. Next we have Castlevania. All right, classic franchise. Love the story, love the setting, and the anime is fucking dope as shit. I have a strong nostalgic reverence for Castlevania 2.
Ooh, Simon's
Actually,
Quest.
yeah, dude. When I got the NES Mini, dude, I played like 5 hours into that game.
Game's hard as fuck.
I know. I was so pumped. I was like, dude, I'm gonna do it. This is gonna be the time that I finally do it. And my kid reset all of the saves on the NES Mini, and I never had the fucking patience to go back and do that shit again.
No.
See, I think this series really flourished when they went Metroidvania and RPG elements.
Yep. And I mean, the one for the 360 was actually really badass too. The
I think there were 2 of them.
yeah, the first one. I remember the first one at least was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It was really good. I mean, great series, more nostalgic to me. The very first time I had an NES for Christmas, I remember I wanted to play first out of all my sisters, and I got to play, but it was actually just the game playing itself, showing itself, and that was my turn. I was so devastated, and I still remember to this day. They were like, "That counts." I was like, "I didn't even play."
What a loser!
Yeah, yeah,
It's like you're the youngest, right?
yeah.
Yeah, since you're the youngest, they're all like, "Yeah, it's ours now."
Yeah, we'll give him a controller and make like pretend he's playing, like I'm a fucking
All right.
child.
So, Greg, that being said, where do you put it on your list?
I am either tier 5 or cut.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay to cut this one.
Yeah, I'd
Just looking at
say,
this list.
purely on nostalgia, I love Castlevania. But until I see the great new Castlevania game, which I'm sure we're going to get somewhere down the line, it's too good of a franchise just to let, smolder. I think we should vote it off.
Yeah, I agree. Like, just because of this list that we got going on, and we all spent many hours enjoying the Castlevania franchise. It was good, a lot of fun, amazing series, but it doesn't stand up to the rest of these.
I've enjoyed pretty much all these games on these lists. So, I mean, it's all, just because we cut it doesn't mean it doesn't, top 30 is still pretty goddamn good, or top 25, If you're in the top 30, it's not bad either.
Of course.
There's 5 more.
All right, moving on. We got motherfucking Mortal Kombat. Finish him. Toasty! Greg, where do you stand on Mortal Kombat?
Again, Smashing Pumpkins, Melancholy and Infinite Sadness. Mortal Kombat 2, My Room. Seamus and I did this a lot. We played that shit a lot. Whether we're in Corey's basement, fucking with Lionel, Corey, and Mike.
I think that was more. Well, that was 2 and 3, I was gonna say, but we did spend a lot of time playing 3 as well.
Yeah, like honestly, like Mortal Kombat 1 was great. It's obviously just a fighting game. It's not super deep. The story was ridiculous in the new one, but it was really fun, and I think it's a great series, and I definitely think it belongs in the top 25, and I would say tier 5 for me.
This was a time when groups would still sit in one room and play a game together instead of everyone being in their own living room, right?
Yeah, we'd smoke joints full of shitty weed and just...
Some brick weed with seeds.
Feasters, baby.
I mean, it's like for some nostalgia purposes, this obviously belongs on the list. For New Age, I liked the last one. The story was cool. I played through it, but after I beat it, I didn't play it. I didn't play it competitively. I don't play it with friends like I ever did. So I'm okay with cutting this one as well.
Yeah, I mean, I can only rank a fighting game so high because if I'm playing a fighting game, it's going to be story mode and then I'm done with it forever. Maybe play with my kids from time to time, but I usually just play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 if that's what I'm going to play. But obviously I have nostalgia for Mortal Kombat 1 and 2. I played the fuck out of them when I was a kid. Mortal Kombat 3. Great games. I'm comfortable cutting it.
All right, if you guys want to cut it, I'm okay with that.
How many hours did I spend in arcades playing Street Fighter 2? Fighting games, we grew up on them, but nowadays, like you said, we play the story and be done with it. We just don't have that fighting game competitiveness anymore with all the other great games out there.
Yeah, we left out Street Fighter 2 for franchise, which is also a really good franchise. Street
Absolutely.
Fighter. So, all right, Mortal Kombat's getting cut.
Bye.
Finish him.
Flawless victory.
Fatality.
That was a babality for shout.
All right, I clearly fucking missed this when I was looking through this list. But next we have World of Warcraft, a game which I have zero experience with. Not a PC gamer, really, guys. I mean, I know it's beloved. I might like it, but I'm saying cut that shit.
I mean, I wouldn't have put this on the list either, but I guess it deserves to be on the list. I mean, I did play it for years. I loved this game. There's millions of people still playing this game. It's making Blizzard mad money.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you could consider this game one of the greatest games of all time. Like, I'm the same way. I'm not a big MMO guy, but out of respect, I definitely don't think it deserves to be cut. I mean, it's one of they had a subscription for $15 that people.
Well,
paid.
who are we doing? Our list, or are we doing somebody else's list?
Okay, I mean, if we're doing our list and we want to cut it, that's cool with me. But I'm just saying it as I'm just doing the best franchises, and I'm trying to factor in everything.
Well,
People are here for our shitty opinions, though, guys.
Okay.
that's right. Well, I'm looking at this list. There's not too many more. I think we're gonna want to cut.
We're gonna cut World of Warcraft.
I might cut the next
Wow.
one.
That's what
Spoiler alert!
Same, I was on that page too, baby.
All right, so we're cutting WoW. I mean, obviously,
Wow.
World of Warcraft is like one of the highest grossing video games of all time. Arguably a lot of people's favorite video games. I'm not a huge MMO guy. I'm not big into that grind. But I do know why it's up there. And if it was on console, I would play it. If it ported over to console, I'd probably start a character. I'd be a level 12 knight
Again.
elf.
We're not putting these games out. I spent many years playing this game. Me and Lionel played it. He played it a lot longer, but I played it with him for a long time and enjoyed it very immensely. But,
And there's podcasts out there that you could probably listen to get more introspective opinions on that shit. There's MMO Mummies, MMM Moni. There's MMMO Money. I mean, check out those podcasts. I'll tell you what you want to hear.
yeah, so
Wow.
maybe they'll have a World of Warcraft episode. And
Also, one of the most difficult to understand movies I've ever watched in my entire fucking life.
World of Warcraft with Carl Urban.
Someone lent it to me on Blu-ray, and then they moved the next week, and I was like, so now I own the only Blu-ray I have is fucking World of Warcraft. I'm like, I guess.
So how many times did you watch it?
Twice. Because I was like, maybe I just didn't give it enough attention the first time. Then I watched the second time. I was like, I was right. I was right in my opinion on that.
I thought
one.
it was awful. Terrible movie. Great game.
Seems like it'd be hard to mess up, but they did. All right, here we go. Call of Duty. I like Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2. That's it.
I thought the first few Call of Duties were excellent.
Black Ops was amazing.
Yep.
The story was cool. I mean, 6 hours or whatever it was, 5.5. I don't know. But again, I'm not good enough at these games. I would try the multiplayer and I would just get spawn sniped
Get good.
every time. And so I just played the story, enjoyed the story, and never played. So I, pay $60 or whatever for a 6-hour game, and then that was it.
Yeah, and then it's 350 gigabytes.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a podcaster. Obviously, I have a fragile ego, and I can't stand being shouted at by 12-year-olds. Could damage my psyche, ruin my ego. Can't have that.
Sorry, kid. I don't have time to play all day like you do. I have to be a responsible adult. Thanks for teabagging me, though.
I was gonna say, you don't like getting teabagged. So we cutting this one.
In my opinion, yeah. Again, there's other podcasts out there that'll tell you what you want to hear. There's Call of Duty Booty, the podcast. Call of Duty, which is also a Facts of Life podcast. Check those podcasts out.
No, don't.
I don't even know if you're making these podcasts up or not.
Oh, he's definitely making them up.
Call of Duty, the Facts of Life.
All right.
What do we got, 4?
Yeah, we got 4 out of 5 and the game's cut.
Yeah, I see one more on the list. Myself. Anyway, all right. I don't know how you guys feel about this one. I can say honestly, probably some of my best video game experiences ever came from this video game. We're talking about Final Fantasy, all right? I've played pretty much every Final Fantasy game that's come out. I've beaten several of them, not all of them. I'm not that good. And I mean, the hours I spent in my room smoking pot playing Final Fantasy VII as a teen are some of my best memories.
Great game.
This is a number one tier for me, guys.
I rode a chocobo to work today.
So, my favorite Final Fantasy is actually 3 for the Super Nintendo.
I
That
love
game was
Final Fantasy
amazing.
3. Yeah, that's a
Oh
great
yeah,
one.
dude, that game's amazing.
That was a long game too. There was so much to do.
Yeah.
And 7 as well. 7 was obviously the start of new era of graphics at the time. The remake was cool too. The combat got a lot better with the remake.
Hell yeah.
And the second part 2 of that, I haven't played it yet, but that looks
up for
amazing.
Game
I
of
think
the
it's
Year.
up for Game of the Year, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I love a lot of these games. This is one of the greatest franchises of all time. But for me, nowadays, so many of these are better. So I don't know. I'm thinking tier 4.
Holy fuck.
Ooh.
All right, Greg, go ahead.
I was thinking close to at least tier 2, tier 1. I do agree. I mean, I love Final Fantasy. A lot of the games on the list I see are better for me than that, but I do know what Final Fantasy means to the video game industry, and I've lost many hours of my life playing Final Fantasy. Fun fact, I never played Final Fantasy 7 until the remakes, and they were great. I still haven't beat Rebirth or the first one.
See, I beat the original Final Fantasy 7. I couldn't beat the remake. Even though I enjoyed it at first, I don't know if I don't have the attention span anymore, or the time, or there's just better games out.
For me, I would say no lower than tier 3, but at least tier 2.
Yeah, I'm looking at this list, and the rest of these are. You just happen to put my lowest preferences happen to be at the top of this list.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, I don't know. Whatever you guys want to do.
All right, let's go tier 3 then, guys. Does that sound like a fair compromise?
If we come to a game that we need to switch games with, we can. We'd be like, hey, well, let's switch this for that. That's
Sure.
Great Switch reference, Greg.
thank you. Oh, I didn't even mean to.
All right, here we go, baby. All right, this game I don't really give a fuck about, but we'll talk about it.
Dang.
Halo, go, Greg.
Fucking game's amazing.
Oh, this is what put the 360 or the Xbox on the map.
Yep.
This game was one of the most funnest co-op games I've ever played until I played Helldivers 2.
Yep. The co-op campaign was absolutely amazing. The multiplayer was amazing. Halo 2 and Halo 3 are amazing.
Halo 2 when they introduced the flood.
Yep.
That was so cool.
That's also my nickname.
Hey.
These games were a lot of fun. Was it 2-player or 4-player co-op? I think it was just 2. Right?
No, I think it was 4-player.
I don't know. I think 1 was only 2.
Okay. No, because you could drive in that Warthog. Because
Yeah,
one you
2
could
people are allowed in a Warthog.
Okay. Well, one's on the gun.
That's 2.
Okay. No one's riding shotgun?
Nope. There's
Oh.
1-seater. That's just a useless person.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like it can't go lower than 3 in my opinion, but that's my opinion, and it's a collective.
I'm okay with 3 or 4.
Yeah, I'm bottom tier, so
All right,
I really
we'll go 4 then, because
go fuck spiky guns. I don't need them.
the needle.
I don't need
I don't like
spiky
the
guns.
needle.
Oh, the needle
That's
guns
a
are
weak gun.
shit. I
Needle
love
gun
it.
is not this shit. You're just saying that to be an outlier.
No, it's
Needler is
cool.
not the shit.
I love the needle. The needle gun and plasma grenades. Let's go.
All right, let's talk about it. Baldur's Gate. Seamus, go.
See, this is a top tier for me. Baldur's Gate 1, 2, and 3 I beat. No, I haven't beat 3 yet. But I am at Act 3. I have 140 hours into this game. It's amazing. Baldur's Gate 3 is the most in-depth, it's the deepest game I've ever played. There's just so much to it. Like, the amount of work that these guys put into this game. They deserved Game of the Year last year. They got it. They have more players playing it this year than they did last year. It's not for everybody. It's a different game. It's definitely not everyone's cup of tea. But to me, the story and all of them have been amazing. The NPCs and just the world you travel through. Like, I love these games. I mean, I'm going like tier 2 or 1 with this.
All right, I mean, I love Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. I mean, I cracked out on those. Greg, I think, told me about those games, maybe.
Dude, John
Loved them.
Rennicus,
I
guy
yeah,
from fucking Die Hard, that fell to his death.
Yeah,
He was voice actor in that. He was amazing in that.
yeah, dude, those games were the shit. And I love Larian Studios. I love fucking Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2 are some of my favorite games of all time. I only played like a dozen hours of Baldur's Gate 3, but I know if I played it all the way through and had time to play it, it would be my favorite game ever.
That's the thing. There's so much content in the game, but there's too much content. Like, I'm still struggling to get through, and I want to beat it because it's a mission. It's a personal mission of mine to get through that game. And it's not because it's boring. It's just because is long and in depth, and some of the battles do take a long time.
That blows my mind. I didn't realize that Divinity 2 Original Sin was the same. I didn't know that was Larian Studios.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
cool.
Larian kills it, dude.
That makes sense. They're very similar.
They are. I do the game like I beat Divinity Original Sin 2 twice. I loved it that much, and that's over 100 hours per game.
It's a hard game.
Yeah, the way that studio like designs their battles, the way they make you think, the numerous possibilities of things you can do in a battle and how you can win a battle are just insane.
Yeah, then you should drop everything you're playing, go back to Baldur's Gate 3 and play that.
Well, I would love to.
You can play co-op with your wife as well, too.
You've been playing Diablo.
Well, I want to say that
this game blows Diablo out of the water.
I did play co-op with the wife, and we got to this spider fight, and she got so mad. She's like, I can't play this game. So I was like, okay, let's pivot to something else. And
let's play Halo.
Pivot we did. So I want to put this top tier. I'm happy with that.
I would say tier 2 for me. If you guys want to put it in tier 1, I can do that as well.
I said I'm okay with 2 or 1. I mean, to me, this is one of the greatest games, but we're still coming up with a lot of good games.
Yeah, go ahead and put it in tier 2. I'm happy with that.
Yep.
None of my number 1 picks will just be in the number 1 slots. It's fine. All right. Next up. Oh, shit. We're going motherfucking N7. We're going Mass Effect, baby. Greg, go.
So, didn't BioWare make the first Baldur's Gate 1 and 2?
I want to say maybe.
I think they did. And then Larian didn't take it on until Baldur's Gate 3, and obviously they smashed it. It's the best one in the series. BioWare's always been a great RPG developer. These games were amazing, especially when they first came out. 1, 2, 3 were great. I mean, I didn't really like Andromeda as much. Obviously,
nobody liked that game.
Issues with that one.
That's my favorite game.
But I am looking forward to the new one coming out. Hopefully it's better than Dragon Age by the same people. I love these games. It's amazing. I've always been into sci-fi. I love traveling to different planets, seeing different species, shooting laser guns, what have you.
Alien sex.
I'm okay with a lower tier with this too. So I don't know where you guys want to put it.
This is Ryan's jam. I feel like it can't go lower than 3 in my opinion, but it could easily,
okay with 3.
It could easily be 2 as well.
These games are amazing.
You guys don't put this in tier 2, I will fuck you up.
All right.
I'm okay with that. It's probably going to get moved.
Mass Effect 2 is one of the greatest games of all time, one of the greatest video game stories ever told. The suicide mission at the end. I mean, sacrificing your companions. Fuck. It had everything anyone could ever want in a video game.
They do that in the new Dragon Age as well. Spoiler
Absolutely.
alert.
2 was the best of them all.
Yeah, Mass Effect was fantastic. It was groundbreaking. I still remember Mass Effect 1 coming out and being like, oh, all right.
Yeah, 1 was new and fresh. It was cool. The combat was like fast and sleek. But yeah, 2 fleshed it all out, made some improvements, and had a better story. 2 was amazing.
Yeah. Plus, my dishwasher walks by me at work all the time and goes, Shepard? All right. Well, here we go. Moving on. Let's see here. Next we have God of War.
Whew.
Greg,
Amazing.
I know you have a lot of love for this game.
I do. I mean, the early games are amazing, like the kind of hack and slash in a way, top-down view, the giant bosses, cool puzzles, not like overly challenging, but pretty challenging. And then when they got more into the third and fourth one, it was just more Last of Us storytelling, more close-up combat, a little bit more difficult puzzles. I think God of War is one of the greatest franchises of all time and easily belongs in the top tier.
I agree. Like, this series, every single one of them, like, blew me away. Just the technological advances in every single one, watching these boss fights and what you could do at the time when they were released. They just got better and better as they went along, and the story was engaging in every single one. I love the mythology and creatures. I think this is a tier 1 franchise.
Kratos is a fucking G. Like, Kratos is one of the coolest characters of all time. I mean, you die and go to Hades or go to hell and fight your way out of hell.
He's not someone I want to invite to dinner.
Not much of a talker, that one.
No, he's not very conversational.
Boy. This kind of surprised me with you, Seamus, because you didn't like Spider-Man and Batman for their combat, but all in all, the combat's not a whole lot different in God of War.
until you got to the new ones. Ragnarok was fucking amazing.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I think the combat's a little bit more complex
Also,
than God of War.
no, because you had combos all around, and the different weapons you would use, you'd have different combos. Spider-Man, I don't know. I didn't feel the same to me.
The pretzel-filled combos are the best. The ones with the pretzel outside. Which I know doesn't help move this episode along, but I just wanted to note. I mean, obviously, the new God of War games were amazing. I mean, Kratos being able to throw his axe and returning it to his hand. Fuck, man. That gave a lot of, like...
That's a top 10 game of all time for me, Ragnarok.
Yeah, well, I mean, they were great games. Would I put it in my top tier? No.
I will fight you if you don't put it in.
I mean, I'm comfortable with 2. Tier 2 is where I'm at with it.
Seamus and I both said 1, so you were out rules.
I guess I'm voted off the island. Fuck. All right, put it up top then. All right. Final Fantasy's voted off, basically, but, you know, that's cool.
I fought for Final Fantasy for at least tier 2.
Oh, that is great. God of War would destroy Cloud. He don't care about his big fucking sword.
Astrobot bot of war level.
All right,
cool.
God of War, top tier game, baby. Here we got our first one. Not
Woo!
unanimous, but it's there. All right, now, here we go.
I'm getting into it.
Another fucking amazing series, in my opinion. Elder Scrolls. Bought Skyrim the day it came out. I owned fucking Oblivion. I had fucking Morrowind. Morrowind, one of the weirdest fucking games I've ever played. Oblivion, amazing. I fucking love
Daggerfall.
I played every single one of these.
Yeah,
No
I
shit.
played it first in Connecticut in Seamus's basement on his PC. Daggerfall. Hell yeah.
Every single one of these games has been amazing to me. This is one of my favorite series of all time. Never have any other games engaged me the same, like just exploring the world and the beauty and just like finding different locales and exploring them. Like I absolutely adore this series. Sure, it's got its flaws, but this is a top tier for me as well.
Yeah, I gotta go top tier too. I mean, I have more hours in Skyrim than any other game. It's always on my Switch. It's always downloaded on my Switch because it's such a good like pick up and go game. I mean, I've played through it. I don't know how many times. I played through Oblivion. I played through Morrowind. I loved them all. Top tier for me as well.
It's top tier. I could say 1 or 2, but I definitely agree with it. I mean, there's so many games coming up. I'm completely comfortable with putting it in top tier as well too. It's a great series.
There we go, baby.
Even
Second
the online
top
one's
tier.
cool, you know?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And then we got the next one.
All right, sister franchise.
Right.
Skyrim with guns.
Fallout. Seamus, go ahead.
Same thing. I mean, these were the same thing as Elder Scrolls to me, but a little different with guns and post-apocalyptic. I like both of those. I love guns and post-apocalyptic worlds. I mean, I guess it's tough to say which one I like more, but I guess played more Elder Scrolls, so I don't know. I would put this in a tier 2, I guess.
I mean, I'm comfortable with that. I've beaten every Fallout game. Greg introduced me to Fallout. I think he even lent it to me on PC. Beat Fallout 1 and 2. Loved them both. Love the combat. Love the story. Like, all the drugs and shit. I mean, it's such a fucked up franchise. I love the 50s fucking, like, music and the setting.
Yeah, even the first 2 were like was it isometric view?
Yeah, they were top down, like fucking way different game. But I mean, then, first person Fallouts. I played the shit out of every single one of them. I bought all the DLC. New Vegas is one of my all-time favorite games, easily. Just a great, fun, fucked up franchise.
Yeah, the first 2 were like top-down action point.
Yeah.
I probably like Fallout a little bit more than Elder Scrolls, but with some of the games coming up, I would probably say tier 2 as well compared to some of the other ones. But again, Fallout could easily be a top tier, top 1.
They're interchangeable.
Yep.
It's tough with Fallout and Skyrim or Elder Scrolls because I enjoyed both, aspects of them.
I mean, I'm comfortable putting it 2 as well, though.
Futuristic.
We thinking tier 2?
Yeah, I think so.
And the show. The show is fantastic as well, too.
Yeah, man. And they're already filming season 2.
That Walton Goggins. I saw some pictures of him today.
The same.
Woo!
Didn't they add Aaron Paul?
No, they added Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Is it Macaulay or his brother?
It's Macaulay.
Yeah, right now Kieran's killing it with that fucking
Yeah.
Everything.
angry show he was on. All right, moving on. Grand Theft Auto. Greg, tell me what you think.
Rockstar, one of the best games of all time. I still remember playing the top-down version of it, like the Grand Theft Auto 1. I think this is easily top tier game, and it's, I mean, in
I don't
2000,
think there's room on the top tier.
2027 when the other one comes out, or 2026 when the new one comes out, we're gonna look back at this list and be like, "Fuck, we should have had it up there." I mean, I could definitely see it going on at least tier 2, obviously, but that's another game that could easily be tier 1. It's a fantastic series.
The only reason I say that there's no room on there is because of one of their other franchises coming up.
Yep. Oh, that's number one, baby.
Grand Theft Auto, obviously, so amazing. So just the cities, mirrored after real locales and all the cars and everything you could do, the mayhem. I mean, this is one of the biggest franchises of all time, one of the most biggest selling. I am happy putting this on the top tier, but again,
it probably belongs on. It probably belongs on 2 with what
it could be a 1 or 2, to be
Yep.
honest. I mean, I'm okay putting it on the top for now.
Well, what do you think, Ryan?
I mean, I love Grand Theft Auto. I've played and beaten all of them. Vice City is my favorite. I mean, I just love the setting so much and the music. Best voice acting in video games, probably. Funniest video game, probably. Best music in games. I mean, there's so much to love about this franchise. I don't get into the fucking multiplayer shit because that's not who I am.
Multiplayer's cool.
But, I mean, I got
Let's
nothing
put it
but
in
love
tier
for Grand
1 then.
Theft Auto.
All right, GTA.
Let's put it in tier 1.
Tier 1.
All right.
Ooh, we getting spicy now.
Hell yeah. All right, moving on. Whew. We got The Witcher.
Witcher, sister fucker.
I mean, I got so much love for The Witcher. I played the original The Witcher 2 when it came out, and I beat that twice. And I beat The Witcher 3 twice, all the DLC twice. It's just such a big game, and the story is so amazing, and the voice acting is so good.
The stories were some of the most well thought out and fun, missions I've ever played in a game. Some of them came from the book, some came from the developers. But I had the most fun on these missions as opposed to like the mundane missions in other games.
Yep.
I mean, Witcher's another tier 1 for me. These games have been all great, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, which is not like, hey, go here and collect this, go here and collect that. Like, it's the missions are in depth. Wild Hunt is probably the best RPG I've ever played to this day.
Thank God you guys are, I was like, oh, where are they going to put The Witcher? That's a tier 1 for me all day.
Love The Witcher. Witcher 3 and its add-ons were amazing.
I feel like we should move GTA down to tier 2 and put Witcher in tier 1.
Are we full on tier 1?
No, but I already know 2 spots that are getting filled up in tier 1 for
That's
me
why
at least.
that's the only reason I was saying it about Grand Theft Auto, because otherwise it's one of the most amazing games I've ever played.
Yeah, put GTA down to tier 2, put The Witcher back up there. Here we go, baby.
All right, we're doing things now. I'm Geralt. I'm a Witcher.
Roach. All right. Whew. All right. Now, Ryan and his wifey poo, 379 hours deep in Diablo 4.
Damn.
Level 179 Paragon.
What's the max?
300.
I don't know, because I saw some guy the other day, it was like 250. I'm like, holy shit. Like, it just keeps going and going. There's no ending.
That's why I'm not still playing. That game is a total grind.
It's 300
Oh,
because
we're
Lionel and Hawker.
Come get this better gear. Just keep playing and get this better gear.
Yeah, but with the seasons, they keep, like, adding all new content and all new fucking, like, locales and, different shit to shoot for.
Made it a lot better game than when it first came out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a way different game. And I've been with it since day one. Like, I've played every season. And now it's finally, like, hitting its peak. And it's...
They force you to, if you start a new character in the season, your other characters essentially, like...
Yeah, I don't like that. They get pushed to, like, an alternate dimension, the multiverse.
They're forcing you to grind. Now, I agree. I mean, I love the fuck out of Diablo 4. I thought it was fantastic. And the new DLC was great. I pretty much played the story and got the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Because it's just a design grind. However, Diablo in general, just as a franchise, is fucking fantastic.
Me and Greg played the shit out of Diablo 1 and 2. Diablo 2 was one of the best games I've ever played. 1 started it all. Like, we were totally fascinated with this game. We were bastards. We'd lure people down to dungeons and kill them and take their ears.
Yeah.
I mean,
help! I need help.
We're sending them a portal. from they're going in town. They just join the game. They come down and join us, and we just kill them, take their ears.
Great cinematics, obviously.
Yes, Blizzard's always been known for cinematics.
That new cinematic on the new one is fucking crazy. Like some Hellraiser
Yeah.
shit, dude, where their like hands are getting like split in half, dude. That was fucked up.
Yeah.
They got a big budget when they're the ones that make World of Warcraft.
Where do you guys want to put it?
3.
Agreed.
All right, I'm comfortable with that. For me, it's more about like a different way to spend time with my wife. She loves it and she's addicted to it when I am. So, I mean, we'll play like 4 hours at a time.
I would love to find a wife that would play video games with me, but
Yeah.
I've already resigned myself that never
My
happened.
wife.
Well, you know, you and Greg are close.
Hmm.
All right, moving on. Whew. Tomb Raider. Go ahead, Seamus.
I mean, love them, but I think this is my 5th elimination.
All right.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, who doesn't like a buxom heroine who's gunning down the bad guys and finding treasures? I mean, the exploration, the puzzles got a little much for me in some of them. The new ones were great. The graphics,
Yep,
the
I like the new ones a lot too.
gunplay. But again, with the way this list is going, this is just one I would cut.
Sure.
I know Ryan's got one game on his list that he's already ready to cut. I'm
Uh,
gonna throw the fucking orange turtle shell at him and fucking.
I mean, yeah, I liked the new ones a lot. I mean, I love the bow and arrow in the new ones. I fucked with those all day, just silently stealthing fucking entire camps and shit. But the first Tomb Raider games, I could give a fuck less about. Like, I tried them and I was like, why am I fighting a dinosaur now? Doesn't make any sense.
I used to love watching Corey LaFlower play those games. Corey would like know every nook and cranny, and he played the shit out of the earlier ones. I think Tomb Raider definitely at least belongs tier 5 for me. Maybe, you know, if you guys want to cut it, we can cut it. But
I mean, I say tier 5 or cut it.
I say either, whatever. It's going to get cut, I think.
okay, well, we'll cut it. Get
Bye.
out of here, Laura.
Tomb, get rid of you. All right. Laura gone. Here we go. Moving on. Stars. We're talking Resident Evil. This guy right here, I played fucking every Resident Evil game. I just remember getting Resident Evil 2 for Christmas one year and walking by my stepdad's room and he had the biggest bag of weed just sitting on his dresser. And I was like, oh shit, Steve, I'm sorry. I helped myself to some. I'll give you some weed back. It's much better now than it was back then. And that'll we'll be evened out. And I'm admitting, I'm telling you. But I got so high and I played the fuck out of Resident Evil 2 and it's definitely a nostalgic memory for me. And they've only gotten better as they've gone on in recent games, starting with Resident Evil 7, which is one of the scariest fucking games and one of the craziest settings in a game. This has got to be tier 2 or 1 for me.
I mean, I love these games, too. I mean, what was it, 4 when we had that co-op campaign, Greg?
Yep. 5.
Or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game was amazing. I played every single one of these, though. I haven't played all the spin-offs, but I played every straight-up Resident Evil in the main franchise. Loved every one of them. I don't know if I want to go that high, but Greg, where do you feel?
I feel like we should bump Half-Life to 4 and put it in tier 3.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
Ryan, is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I mean, I agree. I love Resident Evil. The Resident Evil 4 remake. I love The Last of Us, and The Last of Us remakes are great, but the Resident Evil 4 remake to me was the best remake I've played so far in a long time. It was fucking absolutely amazing. They changed everything about it. It's great. And the series is great. Zombies. Resident Evil 2, the double disc. Come on. Nemesis on 3, go fuck yourself.
Nemesis was
You're always getting chased by somebody, whether it be like Biohazard with the big boobed vampire lady. Like
every Resident Evil has had that invincible protagonist that would chase you everywhere.
Yeah, Resident Evil 7 with the bug lady. Oh, fuck, dude.
No.
Every Resident Evil had the invincible enemy that would chase you and you couldn't get away.
Yeah,
you couldn't kill it.
Every survival horror has that, and I hate it, but I love it.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Moving on. We have Legend of Zelda. I could give or take this one.
What the fuck?
I enjoyed these growing up. They're some of my favorite games, but I haven't played any of them in recent years because I don't have time for Nintendo, even though...
Switch it up a little bit.
Hey.
I mean, this is... like I said, I've spent many hours playing the early versions. Love them. I do want to play... What's the new one?
Not Breath of the Wild. It's,
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Fantastic.
That game looks
very
amazing.
Extremely innovative.
Yeah, but I don't know. Bottom tier?
Whoa.
4
Yeah,
tier?
I'm on the same 4th or 5th. I mean,
Oh my
Worst fine.
god!
I finally got into Breath of the Wild, and my kid broke my cartridge thing on my Switch.
Kind of like you break your sword.
I was finally like 20 hours into that game, and I was like, all right, now I'm kind of getting it. Yeah, all right. The sword shit was kind of annoying as shit, having to find a new weapon. And it's kind of cutesy for me. Like, it's not the kind of graphics I necessarily enjoy.
It's not the most mature, for sure. And us being adults, our list is going to be a little different from,
I don't know. I thought Tears of the Kingdom was borderline game of the year.
Yeah, but neither of us played it, right? And
I know, but
Did you
Ocarina of
beat it, Greg?
Time, I did not.
Fuck, you
beat
know
it.
what? As a grown man, I decided fuck Ocarina of Time. You know what? I know I was supposed to like that game, but now that when I think back on it, I was like, you know what? Fuck that game. I hate
don't
the
even
N64
know who
remote
you guys
so
are.
much, and I never beat the fucking water maze.
I thought
Fuck that
Ocarina of
game.
Time was amazing. That might have been like the last one I played. That
The
was
Super Nintendo
was
version,
it like 2000?
The
and
Super Nintendo one was the only good one.
and they just released another one that looks like the Super Nintendo version when you play as Princess Zelda, and like it was up for Game of the Year as well too.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
I mean, I don't know you. I would say it's better than Dragon Age in my opinion, but
Fuck yourself,
Okay.
I would
okay?
go there. I'd go there.
No.
all right. So
no.
I'll settle on tier 4, but I definitely think that Zelda's a tier 2, tier 3 for me. But I will settle on tier 4 because I'm a compromising guy. You guys need to play Tears of the Kingdom. It's amazing.
Yeah, but you
carries the
never beat it
franchise.
I
because
want to
there's
play it, but I'm not
There's
going
too
to
much
buy a
to
Switch.
do in it.
I'm not going to buy a Switch for one game.
I'm the mayor of the PlayStation party. I need to communicate with my people.
He is the mayor.
Build anything. I don't want to build anything.
Dude, it was
All right?
so innovative. Like the way you did Quest with building stuff is very fucking cool. Now, it took me like 2 hours to put together this like car that looks like a piece of shit. And all of a sudden I see people on the internet building all this most insane shit. Like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? But it's a great game. But tier 4.
It's because you stopped smoking weed, Greg. Those kids that are building those flying fucking space cars, they're
Hey.
smoking weed still.
I'm coming back.
Nobody
Don't
cares
call it a
anymore.
comeback.
All right, here we go. Super Mario Brothers. I love the games. Don't care if they're high on the list. Super Mario Brothers 3 is my jam. Super Mario Brothers 2 is my jam.
I played in a tournament and came in second place for Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah.
That's my jam too.
Seamus, I've been trying to tell you for years that's the movie The Wizard. That wasn't you.
I got yelled at by my buddy Hawk for saying that your Super Mario 3 pick was bad. And he's like, it's people's favorite games. They can't have an opinion? And like, it sparked
If
the
it was-
whole thing.
Just our personal list, it wouldn't be on here. But we got to acknowledge Super Mario Brothers. I mean, the king. From all ages, everybody enjoys Mario, right?
I think they've all been great still to this day. I love
Yeah, no,
playing.
I
All the
fucked
way
with
up
all the
to-
new ones.
Every single one of them we've enjoyed and played.
So we putting this in
And-
tier 5.
Even though, some of these other games on the list we obviously like better. Yeah, I mean, I would 4 or 5.
We got one spot left in 4, and we got plenty of spots in 5.
All right, good. Stay there.
We're putting in tier 5. Sorry, Luigi. It's me, Wario.
Oh, no!
All right, here we go. The motherfucking Last of Us. Greg, I know where you stand on it, but go ahead.
I mean, it's the second best game I've ever played in my life. Both of them. I fucking love both of them. I've never cried during a video game until I played Last of Us 1 and maybe 2. 2 maybe made me cry as well, too.
You're going to say that you didn't cry at the end of the Walking Dead game.
What game?
The Walking Dead game by
Oh!
Telltale.
Oh my god. Hermiton! Hermiton! I fucking love, but that's different. That's a great franchise too. Telltale, baby. I was like, I need stock in Telltale, and then they like went under.
Boring.
See, the Walking Dead games are very emotional for me, and they did make me tear up a little bit.
We're not talking about that.
We're talking about The Last of Us. A great show, better game. If you've watched the show and haven't played the game, I feel sorry for you because the game blows the show away. It's so fucking good. It's storytelling to the max. It's almost perfect. Like it maybe you could say it drags a little bit on both of them, but Last of Us 1 and Last of Us 2 are absolutely fantastic games, almost perfect 10s in my opinion, and I can't wait to The Last of Us 3. Naughty Dog Studios is the shit.
I agree with him. These games hit you in so many ways. Brings tears to your eyes. Just the story, the mix of story and action and gameplay, interactive movies, like to the extreme. I mean, these are masterpieces. The first one I thought had one of the best stories of any game ever. Second one expanded upon all that with the gameplay and the combat, and it's still a good story. And still heartwarming moments, tear jerkers. This is a tier 1 for me.
Yeah, I don't need to say too much more about it. I mean, it's a tier 1 game. Just one of the greatest stories in video games ever told. I mean, it's nearly a perfect game.
Absolutely. I'm crying right now.
Opening scene of the first one.
Oh my god, brutal. I remember when I played the remaster, I'm like, yeah, I know what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna tear up. And I was like, oh my god.
You know, I just watched Alien Romulus the other day.
Yep.
Dude, if that chick from Romulus doesn't look almost exactly like Ellie,
Yeah,
I mean, I love Bella Ramsey, but I think that chick would have made a fantastic Ellie too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, the chick who's playing, what's her name? Blanking on her name right now.
Abby?
Yeah, the chick who's playing Abby right now is the girl that I wanted to play Ellie. She's the girl from Booksmart and Justified, and that is Justified.
All right, here we go. Moving on. Whew. Another heavy hitter here, boys.
Baby.
Tier 1 game for me all day.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about Red Dead Redemption.
I'm writing it down right now.
This is, tier 1, absolutely. This is what I was talking about, that why Grand Theft Auto doesn't belong on tier 1, only because of this franchise. Red Dead Redemption, truly a masterpiece of art and gaming.
Yeah. The story, Arthur Morgan's one of the best characters ever. Such a fucking, like, the second one's a prequel, and it's so fucking good. And I mean, I remember my buddy at work was playing, and all he was doing was hunting, and I was getting like upset. He's like, "Yeah, I'm just hunting." I'm like, "Dude, why are you just fucking hunting? Stop hunting!"
I spent so many hours just hunting.
I mean, hunting's great, but that's all he was doing, and he
it.
would talk about it all the time. He's like, "Yeah, I got this buck." I was like, "Bro, are you playing any of the story?"
Dude,
He's like, "No, I'm just hunting."
It's engaging. I mean, the world. This is the most gorgeous world of ever created in a video game universe. Most dynamic, the most attention to detail, like everything was like its own ecosystem in this world. And there's a reason why it was nominated for 72 awards and had 25 wins.
To me, it's the greatest game of all time right now. Like
Absolutely.
I love the Last of Us franchise, and I can hear your argument, or God of War or whatever. But for me, Red Dead Redemption 2, like I would kill for Red Dead Redemption 3 over Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm sure Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna be absolutely amazing, but Red Dead Redemption 3 for me all day. It's, give me Jack, complete the trilogy, let's go, flawless.
Is Dutch not one of the best antagonists in any video game? Yeah, I mean, just the stories in those games were so amazing, and
Yeah, the story missions were awesome.
I can't say enough good things about it, really. I mean, just one of the most dynamic worlds ever created in all of video games. Tier 1 all day. It's locked. Bam.
Boom.
We're doing the damn thing.
Woo!
All right, here we go, baby. Let's go BioShock. Go ahead.
Oh, baby.
Seamus.
Love it. Love the story. Love the mix of gunplay with like psionic powers or whatever you want to call them, mixed with this dark world that's gone crazy. And, his first one's underwater, which made it even more just ominous, and with just mad people running all around. This is tier 2 for me. I love those games.
Yeah. Would you kindly put it on tier 2 so we can move on? It's amazing, dude. So good. I think BioShock 3 is up there for one of my favorite games of all time as well, too. BioShock 3 Infinite was fucking fantastic. Changing it up, being up in the sky, all sunny and bright when, like Seamus said, the first two were like all, underwater. Such a fantastic franchise. I wish we would get a BioShock show like we got for Fallout.
We are getting one, I think.
Yeah, they've been saying it forever, though.
BioShock 3, subtly racist.
Very racist.
yeah, right. That's what I meant. Yeah, I mean, dude, the first time you run into a splicer in BioShock 1 was one of the top moments in all of video games. I mean, so many creepy settings in that. It's not even like necessarily a horror game. It's horror adjacent, I would say.
Definitely horror adjacent.
Yeah, it's like a
scary
thriller.
shit. I remember Seamus let me know about it, and I was like, because I had never heard about it. Because I think they did System Shock. I think System Shock was one of their first games. And he let me know about BioShock, and I still remember getting off the elevator, stepping up there. There was a splicer out there. And I was like, I don't want to get out of here. It is, and I like remember texting him like, dude, is this like a survival horror game? Because that was my jam back then. Because I was like riding the Resident Evil coattails. But dude, BioShock's fantastic.
When you first, lower into the city or whatever,
Yep.
see what's it called? Rapture.
Rapture, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to love I used to have a Rapture shirt. Ugh. Goddamn, Big Daddies.
Sure you did.
Little sisters, like the little sisters were so fucking creepy.
Little
got
girls
the
are always creepy in
angels.
horror settings.
Mr. Bubbles.
So where did we decide this one's going, guys?
2 all day, baby, for me.
Too.
I'm fine with that. All right, another great horror space franchise we're going now. We're talking about Dead Space. Pretty good games.
Pretty damn good game.
I don't know what we got left for tiers, but I mean, it's a tier 3 for me.
I agree. I feel like we should move something off tier 3 and put it in tier 4 and put Dead Space in tier 3 because Dead Space could be a tier 2, you know?
Tier 2 to me, but I'm okay with 3.
I mean, what are we going to take off tier 2, you know?
Well, tell us what's on it.
It's Baldur's Gate, Mass Effect, Fallout, GTA, and BioShock.
I think tier 2 sounds kind of perfect. BioShock's not a tier 2 for me. It's more of a tier 3 for me.
Why don't we move I would say Dragon Age or Diablo to 4, and then...
You can move Diablo
I'm okay
to 4.
with either of those going to 4.
All right, so we'll put Diablo at 4, and we'll put Dead Space at 3. Is that a fair compromise? I do
Sounds
agree.
good.
Dead Space is a 2 for me as well, too. Dead Space is one of the best survival horror games of all time. The remake was fantastic. I hope we get a second one.
The necromorphs, right?
Yep. Even the cartoon was cool with the marker and shit. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I loved the story. It was terrifying, and it had another nemesis-type necromorph that would chase you, and you'd have to just escape because you couldn't beat him, and he had a few scenes like that, which was annoying, but other than that, loved it.
Dead Space is one of those games where, like, the setting is almost a character itself because it was so well done.
Yeah, absolutely. Well put.
Yep, 100%.
All right. Now, I don't even know how you guys feel about these games. These are important games to me, and we're talking about Metal Gear Solid. Convoluted storyline, Hideo Kojima's masterpieces, my opinion. Greg, how do you
30-minute
feel?
cutscenes.
30-minute? Dude, fucking Sons of Liberty had an hour and a half cutscene at the end. And I was drinking while I was playing it. And I was like, oh, dude, I'm finally going to fucking beat this game. And as I'm watching this last cutscene and drinking and smoking a doober, fell asleep in the middle of it.
I love Metal Gear. It's not as high on my list as probably you guys. It would be like a 4 or 5 for me. But I think they're great games. I pretty much played most of them. I remember, was it the Guns of the Patriot for PlayStation 3 was insane. Like the graphics were fucking crazy. He's the same dude who did Death Stranding, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So really complex games, really cool storytelling, and insane graphics and cutscenes.
Some of my favorite games. I mean, I'm okay with a 4 or 5.
So 4 is full. You want to move Halo down to 5?
Yeah, all day.
Halo or
Okay with
Half-Life?
Halo.
Okay.
I gotta say, like, the first time you fought Psycho Mantis,
Psycho
where he's just throwing shit at you and, like, you can't do anything, and you have to, like, unplug your controller from player 1 and plug it
that's right.
player 2, and he starts reading the games on your memory card if they were Konami games. He's like, I see you're also playing this. One of the greatest moments in gaming as well. I mean, obviously we could never do anything like that again, so it's going to be like one of those standalone greatest moments, but fuck, man.
Yeah.
That's innovation.
The kids will never know.
And there was like another boss where like you could beat him if you just like put your controller down or turned it off or something.
If you change the date on your Xbox on the internal hard drive or whatever to the next day, the guy ages and dies. All right, moving on. We got Doom. Not MF Doom, one of the greatest rappers of all time, but the fucking franchise Doom.
I mean, influential. I mean, Wolfenstein was their first game, I believe, which is the game that got me into PC gaming, and then Doom just put it up to another level.
The newer Doom games,
the newer Dooms were even more intense.
Yeah, they were.
But the new Dooms were hard for me because
very hard.
They were so intense. Like I could play like 10 or 15 minutes and be like, I gotta put this down.
Very cool atmosphere and very cool sound. The soundtrack was fantastic on the newer Dooms. It was very creepy.
The only Doom game I ever beat was Doom 2 because we would just smoke weed all day and play Doom 2 at my friend's house.
That was a fucking awesome game.
eventually I beat that game. The new games, I own them both on Switch, and it's one of those games where if you can't beat it, like, you just got to get good.
Yeah,
I
they're
can't.
hard.
I'm too old. It's too fast
They're
paced.
hard. They're too intense. There's too many things coming at you.
I'll tell you what, I own them both on PlayStation, so don't you. You should play them on PlayStation and
I
not
did.
the
No.
Switch.
I played
New
them on
ones-
PlayStation the first time.
Yep.
New one's coming out in 2025. It looks amazing. You could just move to there.
Yep. Tier 5. Okay. I mean, again, they're very innovative. It's not like your typical run around the map and try to find shit. It's just like constantly enemies coming at you, and it's
Yeah,
a
that
Quake type
that,
game where you
that
just.
beats on me a little bit.
Yep,
That's
no, for
why
sure.
I had to like stop after a little bit.
But they were very cool games, and I thought the newer ones were fucking awesome. Graphics were awesome. Atmosphere was fucking very cool. Enemies look creepy. I'm looking forward to the new Doom game.
All right, well, last game on the list, guys. I say vote this fucker right off of it because I don't care. Mario Kart. Go ahead, Seamus.
Love these games, but again, I haven't played them in years. You know, our list has evolved, updated to newer games. I enjoyed the shit out of Mario Kart 64. I played for many, many hours, but that was a long time ago. I'm okay voting this off or putting it at tier 5.
We have one spot on tier 5, and I gotta say, Double Dash was fucking fantastic. Okay, I love the Mario Kart games. Talk about sitting with your friends in the room and play. Like I remember, like playing at Matt Meyer's house,
Split screen,
like Carl
right?
Meyer. Yeah, like we're just fucking. You know, you're in first place, and someone throws the orange shell, or you get the star, or the blue shell. Like the shit was very fun, very competitive, very fun. I get it. It's not. It's it's a racing game, but I think Mario Kart. I think it belongs on tier 5, unless you guys want to move something up from the games getting cut, which is Castlevania, Mortal Kombat, WoW,
No,
Call of Duty.
I'm
2.
okay with it. Tier
Nah,
5.
put it at tier 5. It's fine. It's whatever.
Let's go.
It's a wholesome family time. All right, well, Greg, that's it, guys.
Yeah. Woo.
Greg, why don't you read off our final tier list for our loyal listeners?
First off, I just want to say real quick, Left 4 Dead, Helldivers, Overwatch, R.I.P. I love you. I love all of you.
Yeah, I would love to see Helldivers on this because that was one of the funnest. Helldivers 2 was one of the funnest games I've ever played. Co-op
Yeah,
was
well,
amazing.
you know what? Persona's not on here, and it should have
Well,
been.
it's not a franchise. Actually, it is a franchise. Tony Hawk, Pro Skater as well. Another one, Street Fighter. We left off. I'm sure we forgot a lot of them. Okay, so at tier 1, we got, in my opinion, one of the best games of all time, Red Dead Redemption. We got Last of Us, God of War, The Witcher, and Elder Scrolls.
Beautiful.
Tier 2, we got Baldur's Gate, Mass Effect, Fallout, Grand Theft Auto, and BioShock.
Great.
Tier 3, we got Dragon Age, Resident Evil, Batman, Final Fantasy, and Dead Space.
Super duper.
Tier 4, we got Diablo, The Legend of Zelda, Half-Life, Metal Gear, and Spider-Man. Tier 5, we got Uncharted series, Super Mario Brothers, Halo, Doom, and Mario Kart. I have Mario Combat. And the games that we cut, still great games. Castlevania, Mortal Kombat, The World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, and Tomb Raider.
Beautiful.
Can we pick our favorite game?
Yeah.
I think you know what mine is.
Is it Baldur's Gate?
No, Red Dead Redemption
Yeah.
2.
I mean, for me, I'm more than comfortable saying Red Dead Redemption 2 is my favorite game on the list, probably.
Well,
Greg?
I say Greg minds think alike because Red Dead Redemption. Let's go.
The
That's
attention
right.
to detail in this game, unparalleled. Like, there are 178 subspecies of animals that the player can encounter and study in the game. That doesn't even count the fish species. All the creatures have their own AI and react to the world, people, objects, other creatures, be they prey or predator. They even seek shelter from the weather. Towns and homesteads evolve after you arrival. There might only be a few structures and roads, but you come back and there's new buildings, there's new roads, more people. I heard even railroads get added. You can make a species of bird go extinct by killing 25 remaining ones. The Carolina parakeet. You can shoot tonic bottles can be shot out of your hand in combat.
You can grow your beard longer.
Yeah, when you ride a male horse up in the mountains, the horse's ball sack shrinks from the cold. There are 192 separate pieces of music scores. That's not even including the ambient themes. It was reported that the motion capture included 1,200 actors and took over 6 years with 2,000 hours invested. that doesn't even account for the mocap done to the creatures, like motion capture of animals. That's just people. Roughly 3,000 people were brought in by Rockstar to make this game. Production started in 2010. It came out in 2018, and it's still one of the most gorgeous games out there in 2024. When Arthur Morgan would pick up a body, the parts that touched him would have blood stains. Most games nowadays do blood splatter, but not that attention to detail like the smudges from where he picked it up. The main script with all NPC interactions was said to be over 8 feet tall, more than 2,000 pages long, and had 500,000 words of dialogue.
Lenny!
Did you guys know that Robert Allen Whitehoff wasn't the first pick for the voice of John Marston?
No, who was?
Apparently, they approached Clint Eastwood to act as John Marston.
Damn.
Eastwood declined, and Whitehoff got the role. I couldn't imagine him any other way, though. I mean, he was great.
Yep.
Yeah.
That being said, that's just a few of the reasons why it's the greatest game that's ever been made. If you haven't played it, do yourself a favor and go do it. You're gonna need a lot of time in it, though.
Do it for Dutch.
So now that we did our 25 lists, do you guys want to hear the top 25 selling franchises?
Give it to me.
No surprise here, King Mario and all his franchises. This includes Super Mario, Mario Kart, Mario Party, Mario Sports, and Mario RPGs. Number 2, Call of Duty. It's a phenomenon. Not as big with us because
we're old
and we don't have that hand-eye coordination that these kids have. 3, Tetris.
Nice.
Okay, so Mario sold 879.41 million copies. Call of Duty's 500 million. Tetris 495 million. Number 4, Pokemon with 480 million. Number 5, Grand Theft Auto with 435 million. 6, Minecraft 350 million. FIFA 325 million. Wii, which I don't know what that is. Maybe Wii Sports. It says, the first game in the series is Wii Sports. So the Wii games, number 8 with 215.06 million. 9, Lego, 200 million. 10, The Sims, 200 million. 11, Assassin's Creed, 200 million. 12, Final Fantasy, 185 million. 13, Sonic the Hedgehog, 166 million. 14th place, Resident Evil, 163 million. 15, The Legend of Zelda, 156.1 million. 16, Need for Speed, 150 million. 17, NBA 2K, 148 million. 18, Star Wars, 131.071 million. Star Wars is very vague, though. There's a lot of series than that, still. 19, Madden NFL, 130 million. 20, Monster Hunter, 105 million. 21, eFootball, 100 million, which is a soccer game. This is obviously worldwide selling. 22, Tomb Raider, 100 million. 23, WWE 2K, 95 million. 24, Red Dead, 92 million. Should be at the top, but people don't know. And 25, Gran Turismo, 90 million.
Cars?
Yeah, I was surprised Need for Speed was so high. But then they have made 17 Fast and Furious movies, so people obviously like their cars. Need more power.
Thank you for that list, Seamus. That was beautiful, man.
You guys want to hear what the listener said?
Greg, why don't you give it to us? What did the listeners have to say were their favorite games?
We all know and love Corey. He's got Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Auto, Diablo, Zelda, and Battlefield.
Nice picks, Corey. Solid.
Brother Rogers, Sean. He's got The Last of Us, Dead Space, Tomb Raider, Last of Us, and Last of Us Again. No. He's got Max Payne and BioShock as well.
Oh, Max Payne. Nice pick, Mr. Rogers.
Aaron, Super Pod Saga. He's got Shin Megami Tensei. He's got Mega Man, Final Fantasy, Metal Slug, and Kirby.
You got Metal Slug? Damn.
Yep. The Dawn, the G himself, Scott, You Run Podcast, Horror and True Crime. He's got Halo, Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil, Tomb Raider, and Diablo.
Good pick, Scott.
Yeah, very Ryan-less minus Halo. Michelle, she's got Crash Bandicoot, PUBG, Diablo, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and World of Warcraft. Stephanie, she's got Super Mario Brothers, Zelda, Call of Duty, Left 4 Dead, and Mega Man. My old roommate Rick, he's got Resident Evil, Metal Gear Solid, Zelda, Elder Scrolls, and he's like, I'll throw in a fun one. Streets of Rage.
Oh,
Nice.
shit, dog. Give me that guy on rollerblades all day doing the spins.
Yeah.
And Nate said Tony Hawk Pro Skater. And the G, Dewey Pod Monster said Snake from Nokia Phone.
Wow.
And that's the list of all. And thank you for so much for everyone who gave me your list.
Thank you for that.
All right, everyone. Well, that wraps up another episode of You Gonna Eat That Crust podcast. I want to thank you all for listening. You're all beautiful, beautiful people.
Follow us on Spotify, Apple Pod, YouTube. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, all that stuff. You can check us out on Patreon. We're doing early access episodes for just $1. You can listen to episodes a week earlier. Get that inside Crusty Boys content that you know you love and want.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for listening. We love you all.
And remember, in Crust, we trust. 8-bit outro.
This ends our podcast.
Seamus, I've been trying to tell you for years that's the movie The Wizard. That wasn't you. You guys don't put this in tier 2, I will fuck you up.